Welcome back, guys. I am Mike Hernandez with Black Rifle Coffee. I have my good friend Clay with Overland with us today for the pro tips. We're going to be talking about something that, culturally is very important to my family. I know for yours as well, and that is food. What was your comment about overlanding and food?
Sometimes overlanding is considered driving somewhere exotic to eat something.
Truth, 100%, right?
It's part of the fun.
Exactly. So in the spirit of that, in pro tips, what we wanted to go over today would be galleys or kitchens or way that you could prep and kind of a process, standardized things that will help you out in achieving the overlander dream of going somewhere exotic and eating, right?
Yeah.
So first, this vehicle is pretty amazing, right? This one is the old man of the group, right?
This one's been around.
Tell me about this one real quick.
This one has been to the very top of the Northwest Territories, Tuktoyaktuk in the middle of winter, all the way over the years clear to Argentina, Tierra del Fuego, the very bottom in Ushuaia, Argentina. So this is the one we've lived out of the most. It's the most extensively traveled. It was just in Baja earlier this year for a month. It's done a lot.
Very cool. And I'm glad that we chose this one because there was a little bit of like which one to choose. This one, I believe, is the best way because it's been there, done that.
Yep.
So in terms of standardizing your galley kitchen, let's go with fuel. What would be the direction or preferences for you in the way that you fuel your galley?
Sure. So when we speak about fuel, it's either propane, white gas, gasoline, butane, there's all kinds, right? So what we work on mostly within our travels is propane. It's available all over the world. It's pretty cheap and efficient, but it's not always the best source.
Oh, interesting.
So in cold temperatures, white gas is best. When we did the Greenland expedition, crossed the Greenland ice sheet, we ran Coleman stoves with white gas in them because white gas performs well in the cold. Propane usually, everything else, it's just easy. That's what we work for in our galleys, is to make our kitchen systems, our camp systems, just as efficient as possible so that you can, get to camp, open up your galley and get to cooking and eating and enjoying your time out there. So,
which is the point, right? I mean, I think you were mentioning about organization too, where if you have to move things around, it's not in the right place.
If you have to move something to get to something that you need often, it's organized in the wrong way.
Very cool.
And for this galley, we've got built-in tables on the side with the CBI rear bumper swing out. So we're working on workspace. We have spices and stuff in here when it's fully outfitted. You have things in here that you could get at while you're cooking. It's also in an area that you don't have to move something while you're cooking to get to this, This is it's a National Luna fridge, very high-end fridge. I've been running in this truck since the beginning, since 2016. And it's built on a slide system. So you can come out here and then pull your stove out. And then now you're cooking, you have your fridge. You can get in what you need, set it out, get your spices, have a prep table over here and cook in this spot.
Very cool.
And it's all just right here. And then the next thing is usually water. You need some sort of water. So we've just pulled usually jerry cans out there and set it down with a spigot. That's how this truck works. We have other trucks that have pumps and all that, more complex, but this is pretty simple and just works all the time.
Now, refrigerators or these very cool, 12-volt sources of preserving food, is there a standard for sizing for fridges? Because I've seen some that are, 20 liters and some that are huge.
50 quart is kind of like the classic size. This one's bigger. I can't think of what it is now, but this one just keeps taking food and more. It's great for big groups. But 50 quarts is usually right on the money and allows you to do up to a 10-day trip, but it's still not overly big for like the weekend warrior.
And what is a big group? Because I know from my family, there's 18 of us.
That's a big group. You need one of these.
Right, we got a big Mexican family, right?
Yeah.
So, immediately it's just me, wife, and kids, but there's usually familia, right? How about for you? What's a 50 quart gonna?
A 50 quart will help 7 guys for a weekend.
That's big, okay.
And that's stretching it.
Yeah.
But it can do it. And the reason we want to use refrigerators versus coolers, especially when we're talking about long distance travel, is that we don't have to keep resupplying on ice, which once you go south of the border, is hard to find.
Interesting.
It's not, everyone's like, well, I'll just take a cooler. Well, in international space, the water's maybe not purified. It's not good ice to be consuming.
Right.
And it's hard to find. And you're having to do that every day or every other day. So 12-volt fridge quickly becomes
an American luxury, right?
It's American luxury.
That ice thing. I mean, most people wouldn't. I've been to Mexico and obviously the water, but I didn't think of the ice. Absolutely. Yeah. So are you running this thing more as a fridge or a freezer? Does it have different capabilities?
This one has dual zones. So typically on a big trip, we'll start off by running a freezer on one side, or we'll have a separate truck that has a full dedicated freezer for long-term food. And then as we use it up, we convert those. We just turn the temperatures up to refrigerators.
Gotcha.
And now we have operating refrigerators.
So now, and it's just frosting as you go on. Very cool. Yeah. Is there a preference on the kind of food that you make when you're out? I mean, I know some guys are like, I'm going to dial it down and we're eating like freeze-dried food.
Sure. I don't like beans. Yeah. The beauty of setting a vehicle up correctly and the stuff that we have now in the world that's available for vehicles, we don't have to survive off that stuff. We can thrive. And that's, like we said earlier, a lot of the fun is to get out here, cook a great spaghetti meal, cook awesome tacos, do, whatever, steak, whatever you want, you can make it. This is a small representation of your kitchen at home. Absolutely. What you can do at home, you can do in the field.
So I just have one of that, and this may be random, but I noticed that you have burners here. Mm-hmm. Is that predominantly what you're using? Is there, a preference on like grills or, there's other things? What are your thoughts?
As your first basic thing that you would provide for your galley system, it would just be burners.
Yeah.
Water, and be able to maybe put a griddle on top of it. You can do, we did all of South America with just this system between 7 guys. We've gotten into other things, scottles, which are the grills that stand up, and they're really great. Especially for big groups.
Yeah.
And then on our Patriot camper trailers, we have full Weber grills that come out. And we use those a lot.
Okay.
But they have a dedicated space that's designed to fold away and get pulled out. We're not having to like set up a bunch of stuff. It's designed into the space, so it's easy.
100%. Very cool. No, I appreciate that. Is there any segment of this where you need to, consider 12-volt power, or is there, specialized things that you need to know about setting up a fridge or?
Sure. So if you are considering doing a refrigerator, you're going to need a power source, and that typically comes from a primary battery under the hood or a secondary battery or house battery. Mm-hmm. This truck has a house battery. Just behind the fridge is a big battery system, and that's where it's charged, and this runs off of indefinitely.
Oh,
as long as we're driving and recharging, or if we're
charging.
running solar, this fridge runs all the time.
No, I appreciate it, man. What's your favorite meal for the fam? For the guys?
Tacos. Tacos always. Or grilled cheese sandwiches and tomato soup.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So, it's something that can be super elaborate. It's something that can be super primitive.
Yep.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it with family and you're out there living the life just like this awesome vehicle. Clay, I appreciate you, man. Again, guys, Mike Hernandez, Clay, X Overland, Black Rifle Coffee. We'll catch you on the next one.